Hey folks, welcome back to Mobility Matters. I'm your host, Javier Betancourt, Executive Director of the Citizens Independent Transportation Trust, or CITT. We're an agency of Miami-Dade County charged with overseeing the half-penny sales tax for transportation. One of our investments has been in a project called Miami Central Station, and specifically a concourse for Tri-Rail to come straight to downtown Miami. Currently, you have to transfer to the metro station to get to Tri-Rail, and we would prefer a direct route, so hence that investment. With me today to speak more about that project and other things he's up to is David Dech. David is the Executive Director of the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority, or SFRTA. You may know that better as Tri-Rail,
yes,
right, David? So David, thank you for being here. Welcome.
I appreciate you having me. This is great.
Well, my pleasure. And David and I are both here at Railvolution. Railvolution is a transit and transportation conference that really looks at the intersection of mobility and other issues such as land use, economic development, social equity, climate change, you name it. So really fascinating conference. I'm having a great time. How about you, Dave?
It's really nice to get and be with like-minded people from around the country to get new ideas. I mean, I've never had an original idea in my life. That's why you come to these, to steal the best and the brightest ideas from the people around you. So this has been a great conference so far.
Yeah, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right?
No, never.
It's been invented somewhere. Let's adapt it here.
Exactly.
So, David, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're fairly new to South Florida, so where'd you come from? What is your background, and what brought you here?
Well, I'm originally from Akron, Ohio, so born and raised a Buckeye. Started on the railroad when I was 23 years old. So I started in freight railroading, started as a brakeman, conductor, and locomotive engineer. Spent 23 years in freight railroading. About 5 years ago, a friend of a friend reached out and said they needed a little bit of help in Austin, Texas. And so I left freight and started my life in passenger and commuter rail, which has been a very fulfilling experience. Has different challenges. Spent 5 years with Capital Metro in Austin, implemented our positive train control program. We built 5 new passing sidings, a downtown station, and then the opportunity. My wife loves the beach, so the opportunity down here in South Florida opened up, and things worked out for the best, I think. And we've been here for about 3 months, and it's gone by quickly. It's a whirlwind. There's a lot of work to do. But it really is. It's been a great, warm welcome. But everybody here, and you know what? No matter how you feel about Tri-Rail, when I come in, you know, there's critics of Tri-Rail, there's fans of Tri-Rail, and the most important part to me is that that means we're relevant. People care.
Right. The worst is for someone not to have an opinion at all. Right?
Exactly. You know, the last thing you want to be is irrelevant. So you know, we've got some work to do. We have, you know, I refer to it as kind of the blocking and tackling in Railroad 101. You know, we need to kind of get back to some basics of, you know, providing, you know, safe, clean, friendly environment, run the trains on time, and then expand into Miami. So we have a good staff, solid staff we're working with. We have great contractors. We have great partners. You know, the good news for me coming in is like nothing's broken. Mm-hmm. You know, they can't be, you know, can't be fixed. This is it's not a broken agency. It's not a broken railroad. It's a good railroad. We just need to make some fine tuning.
So tell us about Tri-Rail today. So where does it run to, and how often, and all that good stuff for those who don't know, and then tell us about those expansion plans a little more.
So we run from Mangonia Park in West Palm Beach. Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County, and we run all the way down to the Miami Airport. So we serve West Palm Airport. We Fort Lauderdale and into Miami. We run depending on the day. Weekends are hourly headways. During the week, we run up to 20-minute during peak. So we've got 19 stations. We try to get you. We run right alongside 95. We see it stopped while we're going by a lot of times. But it's really a pretty good system, especially to get to the airports. There's no better way to get to an airport than to ride Tri-Rail.
So it comes straight down to the MIC, where you have that intermodal center connecting to all the other modes, right? Metro
yes,
Rail.
You've got Metro Rail there. Soon to be Amtrak will be running in and out of there. So yeah, it's really a great spot. Once you pull, the train drops you off. You go right up the escalator or the elevator, and you're right there in the airport. And you go and get your flight. Okay.
As I noted earlier, the CITT invested a few $1 million on behalf of the county into what we call the Tri-Rail Downtown Link project, and specifically the platform at Miami Central Station in downtown.
Yes.
Talk to us about that project and where we are.
We are, I'm very pleased. You know, we've been working very closely with our partners. Of course, you know, a lot of that railroad, you know, it's owned by a freight company. They've been solid partners here. We've been working with them for quite some time now to negotiate some training agreements. We got all those signatures yesterday. So Brightline's been working with us very well. We're working with the FEC. Listen, it was tough negotiations. If they weren't tough negotiators, they wouldn't be in the jobs they're in. You know, so we came to an arrangement yesterday. So now we can start doing some training. We've got some software modifications we need to make to our engines to run ATC. So all those things are still in progress. But this was really getting this under our belt is a big step. So now it kind of brings things back into our house to where we can control some things. So we've got some partners, some consultants we brought in to help schedule this out. So I know you're dying for a date every time you see me. I'm not going to give it to you, but we are making great progress. We're talking months. Okay. Once we get this software modified and then we get the crews trained, we have to train them in automatic train control. You have to train them on the territory. Mm-hmm. Even though it's not a really large territory, there's still a lot of road crossings, a lot of safety issues. We take that very seriously. We don't want to rush that. So when we do it, we want to do it right. Let's
talk about safety for a second, because we know that Brightline has had a lot of issues and challenges.
We had one this morning.
Was there this morning?
Yes.
I didn't even hear about that one, but it does seem to happen pretty regularly. Now that is an express train. It's traveling fast. I think people underestimate how quickly it's coming through that intersection. And let's face it, in South Florida, people don't always obey, the traffic laws and sometimes try to beat the train, unfortunately. I don't hear as much of that on the Tri-Rail side, and I don't know if it's because of the speed or because it's been there such a long time that people have adapted to it. But talk about safety in the intersections and how do you mitigate against some of the behavior?
It is a constant struggle, and it's not unique to South Florida. I'm seeing a little bit more of it here than I've seen elsewhere, but no, it's, we have a lot of road crossings, a lot of cars, everybody's busy. Here we have quiet zones. I know Brightline has a quiet zones. We have the quiet zones, so people kind of get lulled into a false sense of security.
Which basically means
and they're not blowing the horn. So the way a quiet zone works is, you work with the Federal Railroad Administration, and you can set in certain safety appliances that then you make the crossing safe enough to not blow the horn. It's not illegal to blow the horn. The trains will still blow a horn if there's somebody around. But there's so many distractions out there now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're on the phone, the texting, the drive. I mean, there's so many going on, and the trains can't stop.
Yeah.
By the time the train sees you in that crossing, they can't stop. They're coming through. So it's tragic. It's unnecessary. I just had somebody email me some more contacts for Operation Lifesaver. We want to really start getting involved with the schools, anyone we can to get, just tracks are no place to be. Yeah. They're not a safe place for anybody to be unless you really know what you're doing. Need to pay attention. Always think there's going to be a train coming. Never try to go around the gates. Mm-hmm. Don't walk around the gates. Don't ride your scooter around the gates. Just, we need to actually be careful because, it's not only does it affect the person that's at the crossing, but you think about the locomotive engineer.
I've always thought that. Yeah.
And it's
it's got to weigh on them. I mean, nothing that they did wrong.
Right.
But still,
they can't control it. I was fortunate. I ran trains for 5 years and never had an accident. My father wasn't as lucky, and it weighs on you. Yeah. So that's my first thoughts. Always go out to that crew, and you're just like, everybody's life is altered. So it takes about 30 seconds for our train to go by.
Yeah.
Your life's not worth 30 seconds. So just take that extra couple minutes, let us go by and go about your business.
Absolutely. Be safe out there, folks.
Absolutely.
So you come from a long line, of engineers and folks who worked on the railroad. So tell us about that legacy.
Well, it's, so I'm the fourth generation in my family to work on the railroad. We were My father, the railroads are very different, but so my father was on the seaboard side. He'll always tell you that was better. My uncles that were on the B&O side.
Rivalry there.
Yeah, it's, the funny thing was all one company, but it was all dependent on where you work. But yeah, it's a long history, and I never thought I was going to work on the railroad. I didn't want to work on the railroad, but it's a place that once I started, I fell in love with it. I don't think there's probably never more of a diverse workforce that I've ever been around. It doesn't, and whether it's in freight or in passenger, I mean, we're all crazy. All railroaders are crazy. If anybody tells you we're not, but we're all crazy, and we all get along. We're all built one big family. But I love railroad. It's just it's a beautiful business. There's no better way to move freight. I mean, there's no more efficient way to move freight, and there's no more efficient way to move passengers. We just need to be able to get a little better at it.
No, I think a lot of people are fascinated with the railroads, right? I mean, people played with the train sets growing up. I still have old railed cars from the train set I had growing up, and no longer have, the tracks, but I still have the cars, and I decorate my office with them. Everyone who visits me makes a comment about those, and their eyes light up, and they're like, oh, wow, I remember I used to have a train set, and I loved it, and there's something about trains.
Everywhere you go, it's
not just kids, adults.
Oh, no, if you go out to eat, you go out to, and if somebody finds out you work for the railroad, there's 1,000 questions going on there, and I love it. It's been a very good, for me and my family. A lot of moves. This is our ninth move. So you kind of, you take that with it, but no, I love this business. I've really become enamored with passenger rail, because people really do care, and you're providing a service. It's like a utility. I mean, people need to get from point A to point B. We strive to get them there on time and safely. And we really want to make a better rider experience. So we want to get people who maybe have never ridden the rail. If you're going to the airport, if you're going to Fort Lauderdale, or you're going to West Palm or to Miami, and you haven't ridden the train, give us a shot.
It's the best way to get
It's
there.
Absolutely, bar none.
Yeah, so I'm taking my kids up to Blue Ridge, Georgia for
Okay.
Thanksgiving, and they have a railroad there. It's more touristy thing, but they do a Christmas one, right, around that time. Do you guys run like a Polar Express? I know the holidays are around the corner. Is that something you
we do not. I'm not saying it's impossible. I probably don't have time to do it for this year. I remember years ago, the first time I rode Brightline, they have a really nice Polar Express. CSX used to run the Christmas train, and in Austin, I sat on the board of the Austin Steam Train Association. They had a Christmas train. So there's something about Christmas and trains. Even if it's a palm tree that's got lights on it, it can. But yeah, I think that's something that we want to look at. We probably won't be able to this year, but maybe next year we'll be able to get something done.
You heard it here, folks.
We'll
Next
save
year,
you a seat.
Tri-Rail's going to run the Polar
Into
Express.
Miami.
Into Miami, absolutely. No, I appreciate that. Is anything else you want to chat about that we haven't had a chance to discuss? Other things you're doing first, last mile that are kind of related to?
Well, that's really the key. That's the difficult part for any of this, whether you're running buses or trains or anything else, is getting people to and from. So yeah, we have some great partnerships here with the local taxi companies. We have partnerships with Uber. We have Freebie, who are helping at a number of our stations to get that first and last mile. So if you go onto our website on trirail.org, I think, and you go where the schedules are, you hover over schedules, and there's a whole list of partnerships there, and it'll show you which stations they're eligible for and which locations you can take the ride to. So, and we're looking, we need to expand our look. We need to look at, are there bicycles that we can bring to the stations? Are there scooters where it's appropriate? There's a million different ways to make it easier, and that's really the thing, is we need to take away any excuse for not riding the train. Okay, let's make it easy. We want everybody to come on and enjoy the ride, and we'll get you there.
And I know your chair, who this year is Miami-Dade County Commissioner Raquel Regalado, so Miami is very well positioned with SFRTA at the moment. I know that's a passion project for her, right? Getting people to and from the train through first.
She has been just extremely supportive. I mean, we have a supportive board, but Commissioner Regalado is really, she is about all things. She wants to get people to that train and get people on the train and get moving. So it's really great to have a board and the commissioner is so passionate.
Passionate, tenacious, go-getter.
Absolutely.
You're going to be moving.
Yeah. She's not going to let me sit still, which is okay.
All right, well, listen, we have a lot more of the conference to go to, so I'll let you go, but thank you for being a guest. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you for taking so well to the community. I think we've embraced you, and hopefully you've embraced us as well.
Oh, it's been great. You know, this is my wife's first time in Miami,
Okay.
so she's enjoying Miami while we're at the conference. So
Wonderful. Thanks again. Thank you for everything
thank you
do.
very much.
Good luck, and we'll have you back in the future to
I look
hear
forward
on
to
all
it.
the progress. Okay.
Absolutely.
So folks, thanks for tuning in. This has been Mobility Matters, again with your host Javier Betancourt and our guest David Dech with SFRTA. You could tune in to us every other Thursday at 11 o'clock. And always I want to thank our partners in this, Miami's community newspaper.